The Canadian Canoe Museum has a collection of over 600 canoes, kayaks, and other paddle watercraft. The brand new facility in Peterborough just recently opened to the public, so we had to go check it out.
The building itself is a sight to behold. It showcases different wood species and natural materials. The black and white interior is a contemporary yet classic backdrop for our Canadian history.
They say that every mark on the bottom of a canoe has a story to tell.
We like to call them adventure marks.
Just imagine the stories contained within these walls.
Backcountry paddling. Extended river canoe trips offer uniquely immersive experiences in stunning landscapes, only reachable by paddled watercraft. They are physically demanding, require considerable planning and preparation, and foster lasting bonds between participants. Knowledge of the route's paddled history is also important for many and strengthens their connection to the landscape and waterways. Those beaver?
Yep, there's their eyes and their nose.
Huh. Beaver pelts. Look at all the stickers on this one.
Yeah, there's a special
So
story
cool.
to this one. It's gone a lot of places. Like, it's been everywhere, basically. That's crazy.
Yeah. That's really long.
It's like 40 feet. So theoretically, you could travel that whole route.
There might be some portaging
Oh,
involved.
that might be a little bit.
That is so cool. He had an old town canoe.
Legendary Canadian musician Gordon Lightfoot was an accomplished canoeist, and his love for the wilderness infused his work. In 1980, while lining his canoe down a set of rapids on the South Nahanni River, his canoe became pinned and folded in half around a boulder. The canoe was eventually recovered, but still bears the scars today. The Old Town Voyager, being made of ABS composite, sprung back into shape and completed the trip. Lightfoot's song, Canary Yellow Canoe, references many of the northern rivers he paddled. I'd write all the songs I needed leading up to the canoe trip, with the plan that as soon as I got back, I'd start getting them ready to record. The trips were hard work, really hard, like boot camp. But they helped me get into shape and looking human again, because when you drink, you certainly aren't fit. It became a form of therapy for me. Gordon Lightfoot.
Across Canada, there is an increasing awareness and acknowledgement of the complex histories we share. According to Chuck Commanda, a birch bark canoe builder, the canoe is a shared experience that all Indigenous and non-Indigenous people can relate to. That makes it an effective tool for reconciliation. Yeah. Wow. They had big trees out there. It was the worst canoeing disaster ever. In 1978, 4 brand new 22-foot canoes, custom made by the Chestnut Canoe Company, set out for a canoe trip on Lake Temiskaming with 27 boys, aged 12 to 14, and 4 teachers from the St. John's School. 12 boys and 1 instructor never made it home. This particular model of canoe, with its higher sides and seats, was vulnerable to wind and less stable with smaller paddlers. This, along with the inexperience of the group and the inept leadership, made it a deadly combination. When faced with a storm causing high winds and waves on the lake, those tired young boys never stood a chance. All 4 canoes overturned, plunging everyone into the lake's cold water.
The art of paddling is still very much alive today, in part due to Bill Mason and his red 16-foot chestnut prospector. Used on countless solo and family adventures, it became a cherished companion. Following his passing, Bill's wife Joyce scattered his ashes from it. This canoe was given to the Canadian Canoe Museum after Bill's daughter Becky performed a canoe ballet on the Trent Severn Waterway in Peterborough in 1999. Bill was an artist, on the water and behind the palette knife. His instructional books and films, including Water Walker, The Path of the Paddle, and Song of the Paddle, hold a special place in Canadian lore. Bill's multifaceted artistic career spanned commercial art, filmmaking, writing, illustrating, and painting. A lasting legacy from his work also lay in his advocacy for the environment. He inspired a generation to explore the natural world in the 70s and 80s. His impact lives on through his timeless work. The canoe is not a lifeless, inanimate object. It feels very much alive with the life of the river. Life is transmitted to the canoe by the currents of air and water upon which it rides. The behavior and temperament of the canoe is dependent upon the elements, from the slightest breeze to a raging storm, from the smallest ripple to a towering wave, or from a meandering stream to a thundering rapid. Bill Mason. In the film Water Walker, Bill said the canoe is the most beautiful and functional craft ever created, and I could not agree more. There's something in these boats that stirs me so emotionally. It's just, I don't know what it is.
In the words of Jeremy Ward, curator of the Canadian Canoe Museum. As we push off from the shore to paddle across the trackless water, rich opportunities lie ahead for outward and inward discovery. Arriving at the next portage or landing, we are reminded that we paddle in the wake of others before us, in many cases over thousands of years. Something remarkable emerges from such a diverse gathering of watercraft as this. Each one carries powerful stories, and if we look closely, we see the scuffs and scars left behind from past use. Gathered here, along with their stories and storytellers, opportunities lie ahead for us to see the world in new and different ways, and with that, to be transformed.
I would like to thank Jeanette from Thorncrest Outfitters for selling me my very first brand new shiny canoe and for telling me to embrace the adventure marks.
This year we decided to make a big change. Meet our Langford Mahaney. It's made of state-of-the-art materials, it's faster, it's lighter, and it's Tom Thompson blue. I can't wait to portage and put many adventure marks in the bottom of this boat.
Subscribe if you'd like to come along for the ride. In the meantime, check out some of our past adventures. And thank you for watching.